said he deserves all the credit for the game-winning shot and dunk that he told Jokic, hey, make sure we can tip it in. So he said all credit to him, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's Michael's leadership on display right there. No, that play was absolutely insane. I don't think I've really truly understood what it was just because the game was so crazy all 4 quarters. So cool to be a part of an historical ending on the good side. Seen it the other way a few times. So however you want to do it, man, you got to get 2-2. We did it, especially coming back off the blowout in Game 3. So super proud of the guys.
Are you able to carry over any momentum, or with 2 days off, series tied up, is it a complete reset as you move back here?
It's a reset. I've said that throughout the series. This next game tomorrow will be completely different than the first 4. They'll adjust. They'll do different things. We'll adjust. We'll be better at things, reacting to what they did. And I thought they did a really good job in the fourth quarter on both ends of seeing what we were doing the first 3 quarters and flipping the script. So we talked about that today. Always things to learn from, obviously, win or lose in these series, because you have to presuppose adjustments that you're going to see in a high-level Game 5. So I've said this. I'm not just saying it because it's the opponent, but we're playing a veteran team with a great coach. And we know they're going to refocus themselves. So we have to look at this as a 3-game series. The 4 games are gone now. Game 5 will be its own thing.
Coach, asking your players to get up on defense is one thing.
Yeah.
Watching it work is another.
Yeah.
Why did it work now? What were they doing?
Belief. We knew the aggressive nature of how we played in the 3rd game was not good enough. It was a low-level effort game for us, which can happen in the playoffs, where you're in a flow early in that game. Things are going your way. You can't fall into that. These games are always going to turn out to be physical. We did not react well in Game 3. I thought in Game 4 we were the aggressor from the start. CB was the tone setter for that, and I thought CB was incredible. I got to say this. They got into us in the fourth quarter. I thought the officiating crew did a great job, because we got into them early in the game. They called the game the exact same way in the fourth quarter. No excuses. We didn't handle it well. So we know the Game 5 will be like that again tomorrow. Really proud of the guys. And like I said, CB, he set the tone.
Has there been any communication from the league about Mike leaving the bench during the incident at the end of the first half?
No, and I think, I understood that back in the day when fights were actually fights. I thought Mike made a non-aggressive walk. I didn't see anything dangerous about any of that. And you got guys slapping each other out there. Like, this isn't, I don't know. I'm sorry, but growing up, some of the fights I saw scar you for life. So that was just a disagreement between a bunch of guys that probably are going to play, in the summer together in LA. So you can say whatever you want about it. I know it's cool, it's exciting, but I didn't think anything about that. Michael, all that stuff, there was no danger there. That was just a little thing. I didn't see anything resonate in the second half either.
What gives you confidence that this group can get it done?
Because they have gotten it done. And I thought what I said before Game 4 was what I thought. I wasn't lying to just try to put something positive out there into the universe. Our guys have reacted to tough situations, man. Like, I keep bringing up the same stuff, but the 4 overtime, and blah, 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 in Portland, San Antonio, NBA Finals, losing Game 2 here. I know it's different faces going along, but it's also the same faces. It's the same guys that have the same mentality, that have the same standard that is Denver Nuggets basketball that we've been doing for a long time. So I wasn't surprised, win or lose, and I think tomorrow you'll see a great effort again.
Do you think they're better when they're most doubted?
Maybe. It's a good point. I think even when we won the championship, people were surprised, probably unhappy. Maybe they weren't interested in it. I don't know. But I think the way we play, and over the years, you're going to have to deal with this because we're always in the playoffs and we're always relevant. So to be relevant every year means that you have to go through a lot of stuff. And I do think that's true. I think the guys feel doubted a lot. So even at the end of the season, man, a lot went on. We had to win 3 games to make the playoffs. I think a lot of people thought that was going to go the other way, go sideways. It didn't. And then Game 3, heard a lot of stuff. Oh, well, it finally went sideways. It didn't. So I expect us to have a great effort in Game 5.
What takeaways do you have from their zone?
We stared at it. Yeah, it was like we were sitting in a park or something. I didn't understand that. That's on me. We talked about it today. It's like the time's not going to run out. It's an NBA game, 24-second shot clock, a lot of possessions left. We have to attack that thing. And the funny thing about that is the start of the fourth quarter, we scored right away. And we got up 22. scored back-to-back baskets, very comfortable, and then it felt like we were watching the clock run instead of playing basketball. So that sounds like a easy adjustment, but honestly, that is what happened. And if we can just run our man stuff, a lot of that zone ended up back into man-to-man. So disappointed in myself, and I thought, there was some mental fatigue, obviously, and we could have helped them out defensively too. I thought we were extremely aggressive like we were in the first 3 quarters. Maybe didn't have to be that aggressive to start the fourth.
Coach, a lot of us have never had the opportunity to put together an NBA playoff rotation before, but
right.
How difficult is it to continue putting bench guys into situations to be successful and to stay on the court and give your guys some breaks?
Yeah, I think the challenge of rotation is more so when do you give our starters a break to get them back in? And the mistake, if you want to call it that, I felt after the game that I made was I should have had 2 of the guys out to start the fourth, not 1. And Jamal was the only fresh body we had coming in at the 9-minute mark. And I think it would have helped to have 2 mentally fresh guys, coming in at the 8 or the 9. I know it's a small thing, and maybe I'm just, doubting myself a little bit after it, but yeah, it's hard, man. And I by the way, I see J.J. Redick getting killed for playing those guys. If they don't reverse that call and they win that game, did J.J. Redick make the right call?
Like a hero.
Yeah, sometimes you go with your gut, man. And what I watched yesterday was the Lakers go up 12, 14 points because of what he did and the decision he made. So, yeah, you can't worry about what they're going to say afterwards, and it's tough. Our starting 5 has to be on the court the majority of the game, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that they get breaks and at the same time keep 3 or 4 guys in the court that can make plays offensively and defensively.
In that same vein, you guys only have 1 day off in between the next 3 games of the series if it goes Game 7. How do you manage that, knowing you only got 1 day in between these games coming up?
Well, I think they have to manage it too, and they shorten their rotation in the second half. And when you get to the end of these series, it's rare to play 8.5 guys. You start to really limit who's going to be out there. Obviously, they've played more guys than we have consistently, but that's who we are, and our guys have played big minutes throughout the season. I understand the mental fatigue, the wear and tear, but I think there is something to the moment and finding that extra gear and finding your 3rd and 4th win in these games. And, not everybody can be OKC and just chill for a week. So we got to do what we got to do to win games.
Any update on Westbrook?
I have not. He did go through, we had a really light, if you want to call it a practice, more of a mental walkthrough, talk about the mistakes we made, build on the positives. He went through that, but so did Michael and so did Aaron, all the guys that have had issues. So you got to be smart about what you do. I think we'll know more as we get closer to game time.
I know each game is its own individual chapter separate from the rest, but this chapter tomorrow seems like it can change the way the story ends, where you're either 1 game away from closing them out or 1 game away from getting closed out. What's it like going into such an important swing game?
I will say this. We won this swing game last year, lost by 50 in Minnesota, and lost game 7. So tomorrow is its own thing. And if we happen to win that game, it gives us 2 opportunities to win the series. If we happen to lose that game, we're going back to an arena that we just won in. So I'm not thinking about anything past that, just tomorrow.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.